What's good, YouTube? Let me just expand this just a little bit. Alright, so boom. There was some mixed energy when it came to the release of this trailer, to be honest, and I really don't know why. I have no idea why when it comes to, like, obviously I understand a character already being established in this certain canon, like, okay, but like, dude, like, the actor that was playing the guy is old as shit now. You know what I mean? Well, not really the actor. Captain America, the character, is old and shriveled up in dust, and he's dancing around with his old wife. You feel me? Like, there is a replacement. There's somebody else coming in after. So I just don't understand. Like, people give the same energy to Falcon becoming Captain America. Same thing to freaking Miles becoming Spider-Man. Like, bro, Falcon is Captain America. Not no Captain Falcon. He is Captain America. Miles is Spider-Man. Like, I am so pissed off with these people that, like, they make these superheroes their entire identity. It's like, yo, dude, like, bro, don't you have a life outside of this shit? Like, come on, bro. Like, bro, get your dick wet. Like, for real, get some pussy, bro. Like, dead ass. Because why does Captain America being black bother you so much? I really don't get it. Like, hey, don't get me wrong. I see the jokes. The jokes is not flying over my head. Captain America literally coming from a, from a World War time and stuff like that. Oh, I know black people weren't their favorite people during, like, during those times. I'm just saying. But why is it such a big problem, though? Like, people talking about something, well, that's not like Captain America. Like, nigga, you know how dumb you sound? Like, you sound like a bitch. You sound like a bitch. I'm sorry. So, and also, people talking about the suit, saying how the suit doesn't make sense. How is he going to be Captain America when he doesn't have the super soldier serum, etc., etc.? But it's like, yo, dude, he literally got a whole new suit from Wakanda, fitted out with vibranium, so including a helmet. So the nigga's practically indestructible. I'm just saying. And then also, they're also talking about some, yo, how is he gonna, like, how's he gonna combat with Hulk, like Red Hulk and stuff like that? Like, Red Hulk is gonna smack. Like, bro, do niggas not know? Like, do people not understand the concept? Like, because if you actually read the comics and you actually knew, like, more than surface level details about Red Hulk, you know his #1 obvious weakness. Like, come on, bro. But we'll get more into that after the trailer, because we also got that breakdown video that I want to watch right after this. Ooh.
Wilson. Thanks for coming in.
Well, thank you for the invite, sir. I have to admit, I'm still getting used to the new look.
They said lose the mustache or lose the election. You and I haven't always agreed in the past.
Did he say lose the mustache or I'll lose the election?
I have to admit, I'm still getting used to the new look.
They said lose the mustache or lose the election.
Oh, because, the other actor that used to play this exact guy had a mustache and he passed away. R.I.P. Okay.
You and I haven't always agreed in the past, but I want to make another run at making Captain America an official military position.
And if we disagree on how to manage it.
And you know what really had me, like, thinking? Like, bro, hold on. This is just a minute-long trailer. I need to stop. Let's just get through this.
Situation. Then what happens?
Work with me, Sam. We'll show the world a better way forward.
Hold on, because this part was actually fire. And it's so weird how, there was an assassination attempt in this trailer, and then there was actually a real one in real life, which is crazy, on the former president. But damn, I think I lost my train of thought. But it'll come back to me. Oh yeah, I just realized how much of a fucking bootlicker Captain America was. Like, bro, he was a bootlicker for real. Like, for real. Especially the Captain America version that I saw when niggas was watching X-Men 97. He was a bootlicker. Like, oh my gosh. Like, the law first. The Constitution first. Da-da-da-da-da. It's like, yo, dude, he was such a bootlicker. I really didn't realize that. I mean, the nigga's name is Captain America. Of course he a bootlicker.
Sir, your inner circle's been compromised. Either you can't see that, or you don't want to. What if it's a trap?
Global power is shifting. You're just a pawn.
You may be Captain America, but you're not Steve Rogers.
That's exactly why I'm gonna get shit done. Not in the bootlicking way. You feel me? That's why I'm gonna actually get things done. I'm not gonna lie. I hope they put their all behind this. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a new Avenger, right? A whole new Avenger. Trying to set that up and shit. So I really hope they put their all, because he's basically like the next leader, theoretically. Right? Cap was the leader of the OG niggas. So like, you know, he's theoretically being set up as the next leader. So I really hope they do this nigga.
You're right. I'm not.
And another thing that was pissing me off. People talking about some, yo, the CGI looks so garbage. Like, oh my god, everything already looks so fake. Like, da, 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 da. I'm like, my dude, this is a trailer. This is not the final cut version of anything that you're gonna see in the theater. Do you not know how trailers work, my guy? Like, I swear, bro, people just be finding stuff to just complain and be negative about. Like, dude, do you not have anything good going on in your life? Like, man, even my life ain't going the motherfucking best right now, and you don't see me just spreading negativity on any kind of content that I see. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I'm trying to spread as much positivity as possible. Like, cause come on.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss,
and I get it.
This is a break.
Not everybody's life be going as expected and stuff like that. Things happen. Things don't go as planned. Things go awry. But also at the same time, it's like, dude, like, you know, how you feel like your soul and your spirit will be affected if you're just constantly spreading more and more negativity? You're just going in a cycle. You're continuing the cycle, my G. And it ain't gonna work out for you. Like, come on. Be better.
Down of the trailer for Captain America Brave New World, the fourth Captain America film starring Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson and Harrison Ford as President Ross, coming February 2025. Let's go through this trailer shot by shot to break down all the big details you missed. Here we go.
Talk to me.
The trailer opens with Sam Wilson meeting President Thaddeus Ross.
Wilson, thanks for coming in.
Well, thank you for the invite, sir. I have to admit, I'm still getting used to the new look.
They said lose the mustache or lose the election.
Harrison Ford now plays Thaddeus Ross. The character was previously played by William Hurt from 2008's Incredible Hulk to 2016's Captain America Civil War.
The real Hulk.
And in smaller appearances in Infinity War, Endgame, and Black Widow. William Hurt passed away in 2022. Harrison Ford has long been a figure suited to this genre, though. In the 1990s, he shifted from Indiana Jones films to playing Jack Ryan in Tom Clancy movies like Patriot Games and Clear and Present Danger. And while this never happened in any of Harrison Ford's Clancy movies, Jack Ryan does become the US president at some point in the books. It gets crazy. But, of course, Harrison Ford then, in 1997, appeared as the president in Air Force One. And that's a
I feel like that's a little bit too much extra details about this guy. Like, bro, who really gives a crap about this guy that much? Like, we didn't need a whole, like, you know, breakdown of his, like, you know, filming career of why he got picked to be a president in a Marvel movie. Like, come on, bro.
Kind of like president equals action star nostalgia that I think Marvel is aiming for by putting Harrison Ford as president in this movie.
Get off my plane.
Thaddeus Ross was originally a general eager to bring back the super soldier program that created Captain America as he sought to contain the Hulk in the 2008 film, and he ended up unleashing Emil Blonsky as a juiced up super soldier who ended up taking an additional series.
This nigga got kicked the fuck. He got the shit, he got the organs kicked out of him. Like, man, I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if he was shitting his intestines for the next week. Because the way how this nigga Hulk just said, wow! Sent that nigga into a tree? Oh my gosh.
With
I'm sorry, that was hilarious.
That turned him into Abomination, and Abomination came back in She-Hulk. But the scientist who aided in that process was Samuel Stearns, aka Mr. Blue, played by Tim Blake Nelson, who returns in this movie as the green-skinned, hopefully large-headed, the leader. Yes, a full 17 years later, which is absolutely nuts to me. Now, in Captain America Civil War, Thaddeus Ross was the Secretary of State, and he was trying to rein in the Avengers after the Battle of Sokovia in Avengers Age of Ultron, and what was then the latest conflict in Lagos that opened Civil Civil War. So when he says that we've had differences in the past, that's what he's referring to. At some point, Sam joined Natasha and Steve while they were basically government fugitives. And when Ross brings it up now, I love how Anthony Mackie just like lets his face drop. Like, yeah, I haven't forgotten. Now, last year in Secret Invasion, the US president was established as President Ritson, played by Dermot Mulroney, but it seems like Thaddeus Ross has now beaten Ritson in the most recent presidential election. We last saw Sam Wilson in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier in April 2021 when he was dealing with the weight of Steve Rogers giving him the shield at the end of Endgame, and he teamed up with Bucky Barnes to
like
fight
I
the
said,
Soldier Serum empowered Flag Smasher.
the dude is old, and I ain't even gonna hold you for a period of time. I was kind of thinking that they were gonna give, like, you know, they were gonna pass off the mantle to Winter Soldier. I'm not gonna hold you, but it wouldn't have worked out. Like this nigga's a whole anti-hero, and what he represents is not what Cap represented at all. Like, I understand he's Bucky. He's like, you know, he got his memories back. He's this, he's that, but nah, bro. His experiences have hardened him to the core. He is hardened to the core. You feel me? Just like his arm type shit. Like, come on. That man ain't no happy-go-lucky kid no more, man. He is a grown-ass, grumpy, ruthless, rugged of a man. Like, I'm just saying. So, yeah, he would not work as Cap. And for another 2 seconds, I actually thought that they were gonna, like, share the role. Like, it was gonna be both of them, like, co-Captain America's type shit. I don't know why the hell I thought of that. I don't know why I thought it would have worked. But going with the, you know, I'm forgetting the actor's name, but going with Black Dude, definitely the right choice.
As well as U.S. Agent John Walker. That series ended with Sam embracing the title of Captain America with a new suit built for him by the Wakandans. But this,
and I fuck with that white suit. I'm not gonna hold you though. I really fuck with that white suit more than the black one that they got in the trailers. But you know, they're gonna, you know.
movie's gonna put him in an even newer, bluer suit. Yet we will see some early mission that will show him in a version of the white suit from the Wakandans. The whole idea of vibranium versus a more powerful metal is going to be an important issue in this movie. As Sam enters the White House, President Ross stands between portraits of James Madison and Thomas Jefferson. On the far left is a portrait of Dolly Madison, who saved some important founding documents when the British burned the White House in the War of 1812. And on the far right, John Tyler, who took over the presidency after William Henry Harrison died after just a few months in office. And I kind of feel like these two on the far left and right might tell us something about this movie, like a White House being destroyed and a very, very short-term US president. Sam and Ross joking about his changed appearance reminds us of the moment in Iron Man 2 when Tony Stark and James Rhodes had that line,
"Look, it's me. I'm here to deal with it. Let's move on."
making a reference to the recasting in that Senate hearing. Thaddeus Ross then gives a speech to supporters behind bulletproof glass panels. And while modern presidents often do this for big outdoor settings as Secret Service protocol, the fact that these panels are so close and the camera focuses on them so clearly.
And I've never noticed that. I've never noticed while the president be doing the big ass speeches outside, they do be having like they have bulletproof glass in front of them. Obviously they should. I just never knew that.
Clearly just tells us how unstable things are in America in the MCU right now. All the campaign signs read, "Ready, Ross!" The others show his photo rendered in an artsy way, kind of like a monochromatic version of the Obama 2008 Hope poster, but we don't see any vice president listed on any of the signs.
I used to see all those, like, you know, type photos everywhere though. The Obama Hope posters.
I assume this would be like Ross's victory speech.
Yo, Obama was a real killer for real. I ain't gonna lie. Obama was the real nigga in like the trenches. I ain't even gonna hold you though. Niggas talk about King Von was for real like that. Like, yo, niggas talking about some Chief Keef was really like, you know, riding around with Lil Reese and them and stuff like that. But yo, Obama though? Stop playing. Yo, stop playing with Barry, bro.
Now Ross continues.
You and I
Stop playing with Barry.
haven't always agreed in the past, but I want to make another run at making Captain America an official military position.
And if we
Bootlicker.
disagree on how to manage a situation,
Basically a bootlicker, which was the OG Captain America.
Now, some
He was an ass
inserts
kisser.
here hint at some military action. Let's break it down. We see some Japanese F-35s, and on the radar screen, we see what looks like Japanese fighter jets heading toward the Fifth Fleet in what looks like a hostile action. Yes, they might be on a mission together, but why would they be flying toward a U.S. aircraft carrier? The Japanese and the U.S. are allies, both in the real world and what seems like at the beginning of this movie, so what's going on here? Well, I'll tell you what they're fighting over. Tiamat! Yes, they are here in the Indian Ocean. That is the corpse of the dead
Forget that part. I didn't, you know. Yeah.
celestial Tiamat from the Eternals film back in 2021. This guy's technically
You didn't know what I meant? You don't need to.
Technically just been sitting here dormant in the Indian Ocean ever since and rarely ever addressed in the MCU. But the rumors are true. We will be returning to Tiamat in this movie. The fact that it's Japan, though, is noteworthy because in the CinemaCon footage that we saw earlier this year, there was a line from Thaddeus Ross where he credits Sam and Joaquin Torres for recovering the discovery of the Millennium stolen from a Japanese mining site. I speculated that metal could be adamantium and that they will be recovering its raw form from this giant corpse. Maybe after the Japanese refined it, Giancarlo Esposito's character stole it, and it was recovered for the Japanese and the Americans by Sam and Joaquin, and that could be why we see Sam with Ross and that Japanese leader later. Geopolitics are going to be realigned by the discovery of adamantium, as all these.
But it's more like, you know what I really noticed though? You know what I really realized for real? You know what I really realized for real? You know what I really realized? You know what I was really thinking about for real? Because it's more like, honestly, what I realized about adamantium as a metal, that shit is like really poisonous. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, bro, that's what was killing Wolverine in Logan. He had adamantium poisoning. It was seeping into his blood. I'm like, yo, dude, I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, hey, if this shit ain't really like mined and cleaned up properly and stuff like that, I ain't gonna lie, this shit really ain't, you know. I mean, you shouldn't be injecting any kind of metal into the skeleton of a person. But still, I'm just saying, like, yo, this shit don't really look that all safe, and it seems like vibranium is the better option. And I did watch a video on what if Wolverine skeleton was vibranium instead of adamantium. Y'all should check that out.
These countries are scrambling to get their hands on a valuable, weaponizable metal that would be stronger than Wakandan vibranium. That's why we saw the scenes with Val and Toby Ziegler and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Later shots show Sam and Joaquin both on this mission, and I think that might even be Sam crashing through maybe an American F-22? July is for nerds. There is so much good nerd stuff going on right now.
Bad transition. I said it. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it, and what? Bad transition. Yeah, I said it. Hold on now. That's good. We're good. Are we alright? Y'all can see me?
Nerdright.shop. It's the best way to support our channel. Now here is a shot of Shira Haas as Ruth Bat-Saraf, who this movie is described as a former Black Widow spy and now a high-ranking government official. In the comics, she's an Israeli superheroine named Sabra. I don't know how much they're going to go into that in this movie. I think they kind of
this is who they were talking about. This is who everybody on Twitter was talking about. Some we're gonna boycott the movie because there's somebody from Israel. Like, bro, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Like, oh my god. Like, we gotta boycott the movie because there's somebody from Israel in the, like, oh my god, because there's a superhero from Israel that's in the movie. Like, bro, can you shut the fuck up? Like, please? Shut the fuck up. They can easily change the character. But what if they don't? So the fuck what? It is a fictional Israeli superhero. Like, nigga, it is a fictional superhero from Israel. My nigga, it is not that deep in today's time. Like, what the fuck? Go boycott a Starbucks or something. Like, dead ass, bro.
revised her origin story to be one of those Black Widow agents.
Oh my goodness, you niggas like ruin everything.
Black Widow film. In this shot, she's sitting across from someone with a big old trembling arm. I think this might be our first shot of Thaddeus Ross as Red Hulk. She is staring him down, unafraid. Maybe she is the official who gives Ross the serum. So yeah, let's talk about it here. This trailer ends with the money shot of Red Hulk facing down Sam Wilson in Washington, D.C., catching and throwing down his vibranium shield. I love that the trailer just goes ahead to reveal this because it leaked in like McDonald's Happy Meal toys. So we've all basically known that it's gonna happen in this movie. Now it's peak cherry blossom season here, and it's just stunning. And this movie's gonna release on Valentine's Day.
Wait, so if it's vibranium, and I'm pretty sure vibranium is gonna be in the metal that they use to beat the nigga, like, I mean, the way how he just caught the shit.
Those will be starting to be in bloom in the DC area. Also, I think that might be a cherry blossom branch in the pot on the table in the blue room when the president meets with Sam at the beginning of the trailer. So I think earlier scenes this way will establish this final showdown. So Thaddeus Ross becomes Red Hulk in the World War Hulk storyline. So Marvel fans have really been expecting Ross to take this step eventually ever since 2008. But why will he become Red Hulk in this movie? Who knows? It could be a move of desperation from a former soldier who wants to handle things himself. Maybe there will be a health issue that Ross was hiding and he takes experimental treatments for. Because in that 2016 Civil War movie, he did hint that he had like a heart stent removed. Later trailer shots show Ross speaking
Yeah,
in the
the
garden
what?
outside the White House, followed by soldiers firing upwards at something. And then here, a huge part of the White House implodes. Now, the official poster art shows a giant Red Hulk hand clutching a Captain America shield, and his fingers are starting to bend the vibranium. So we see the importance of needing a sturdier, stronger metal than vibranium, and that's why adamantium is going to be so important. And speaking of two,
Oh, I'm bugging. So it's adamantium that they're going to be using, not vibranium. Adamantium is what is Wolverine's skeleton is made of. Okay. Okay.
video game characters just facing down in a cool looking setting. We have this awesome new Choose Your Fighter shirt design that you can get at nerdriot.shop. It's exclusive to New Rockstars, and it's really the best way you can support what we're doing here. Now, really, this trailer is a mix of CinemaCon footage and new footage shot in recent months in the reshoot. So we also now see Giancarlo Esposito's character. Esposito has hinted that his character will be someone who returns in the Marvel series after this, and Scooper, My Time to Shine Hello, claimed that he is playing G.W. Bridge, or George Washington Bridge, who's a mercenary who does SHIELD Black Ops missions, but also joins Cable in the group Six Pack. He was originally one of these early 90s figures introduced by Rob Liefeld and Fabiana Cheza in the lineup of Deadpool, Cable, X-Force comics. You know, he's just someone who always got like a lot of straps and bandoliers and big old guns. So when Giancarlo says he's going to show up in a show after this, it could be someone connected to the world of the X-Men, or just any kind of show where there's arms dealings and specifically adamantium. So then the shot of Thaddeus Ross presenting in a White House ballroom with screens around him depicting a world map with sites highlighted. There's the US, France, and India with larger blips in them, but then stronger pings that might just be bases or world capitals of allies in this joint mission to recover adamantium and control its use. So we see a little dot on Iceland, on Portugal, and then either the Canary Islands or Madeira off the coast of Morocco there, then Tunisia in Northern Africa, Austria, and then up to Sweden, and then Ukraine.
Don't mention the war.
Afghanistan.
Don't mention the war.
Vietnam.
I mentioned it once, but I think I got away with it.
Mongolia and Somalia, and then in a later shot, that's definitely Australia and New Zealand. Now we see cameras, so I assume this is being televised, but I wonder if the bigger sites, like the orange rings, might be the sites where adamantium deposits were found, because Tiamat has been with Earth since as long as humans have been around. So it may just be that Tiamat's emergence is what caused us to discover this metal that's been under our feet all this time. And I've said in a lot of videos before, it is just interesting that Wakandan vibranium came from a meteorite, and that this substance would have come from something from the cosmos. That maybe both vibranium and adamantium were gifts from Marvel's gods of the Celestials to like empower and select.
Wait, so if vibranium came from a meteorite, but the adamantium shit was already there because it came from the gigantic Tiamat shit that, you know, was in the Earth. I mean, technically no, because they had to drop something in there in order to awaken it, I think.
Before, it is just interesting.
No, they had to plant a seed in there, and then when it, like, you know, awakens or something like that, or when, like, you know, the Earth reaches like a certain level, something like, yo, nigga, I didn't watch the Elements movie. Elements, whatever that shitty movie was called. Niggas did not watch that, bro. So, hey, I'm sorry if I don't really, like, you know, remember the plot all that well. But all I'm saying is, it's like, hey, I'm pretty sure they dropped the seed in there, and if, like, you know, the planet reached a certain type of level, that's when the shit awoken.
Vibranium came from a meteorite, and that this substance would have come from something from the cosmos. That maybe both vibranium and adamantium were gifts from Marvel's gods of the Celestials to like empower and select Earth to be more fit to survive than other planets would be in the cosmos. Now, when it comes to this presentation, we later see Sam, Isaiah, and Joaquin at a global unity summit at the White House, and the photographer in the foreground has a green hand. So this must be Samuel Stearns, the leader, and he's posing as immediate personnel to trigger what happens next here. We see Sam sitting with Joaquin, and by the way, Joaquin's played by Danny Ramirez from Top Gun Maverick. He was Sam's US Air Force pilot buddy who becomes Falcon in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and they're sitting next to Isaiah Bradley, Carl Lumbly, who we also met in The Falcon and Winter Soldier. He was a former government super soldier, aka the Black Captain America, who was cruelly tortured and imprisoned and covered up by the US government until a nurse took pity on him and helped him break out. At the end of The Falcon
Wait, what?
from Marvel's gods. Now, when it comes to this presentation, we later see Sam, Isaiah, and Joaquin at a global unity summit at the White House, and the photographer in the foreground has a green hand. So this must be Samuel Stearns, the leader, and he's posing as immediate personnel to trigger what happens next here. We see Sam sitting with Joaquin, and by the way, Joaquin's played by Danny Ramirez from Top Gun Maverick. He was Sam's US Air Force pilot buddy who becomes Falcon in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and they're sitting next to Isaiah Bradley, Carl Lumbly, who we also met in The Falcon and Winter Soldier. He was a former government super soldier, aka the Black Captain America, who was cruelly tortured and imprisoned and covered up by the US government until a nurse took pity on him and helped him break out. At the end of The Falcon and Winter Soldier, he seemed to be in a better place. He's taking his grandson Elijah to visit the Captain America exhibit at the Smithsonian, but now in this movie, something happens here to trigger him into a kind of brainwash, taking a Secret Service agent's gun and firing at the president. And we see how Isaiah still has his in.
So, you mean to tell me this nigga who y'all just shot up with the super soldier serum, y'all just let him roam around? Like, y'all tortured this nigga and do whatever y'all did to him. And, like, what? Y'all wiped his memory at the end of the thing? So, like, there's still a possible chance that he could just snap at any moment? Like, okay, that's smart. And he black on top of that? Like, dude, y'all just send this man up. Y'all set this man up.
Into a kind of brainwash, taking a Secret Service agent's gun and firing at the president. And we see how Isaiah still has his enhanced strength. He throws this guy across the room. Now, the CinemaCon footage indicated that this was an audio frequency that plays throughout the room, and it brainwashes him, and that Isaiah won't be the only person affected. Other Secret Service agents will as well. And we see Sam fighting with one of those guys. So there's gonna be a big mess. And we're gonna follow Isaiah through the White House. He leaps through the window of the same room that we saw earlier. So Sam tells Ross in the Situation Room that his inner circle has been compromised. And then we see Sam and Joaquin in a different scene finding a grimy lab with medical equipment, a chair with straps, a gurney with straps, and a red light over it all. So likely this is where they turned Ross into Red Hulk. Now here, this is a part of the reshoot footage where Sam jumps and kicks two guys and rolls to stick the superhero landing. We saw him do this same move in the opening Lagos mission in Captain America Civil War, but there he used his wings to do it. Now he doesn't need his wings. In the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Sam did not inject the super soldier serum, but maybe he will inject a version of it in this movie. I mean, he is going up against a Hulk. I feel like he needs it. Then another shot of Samuel Stearns, Tim Blake Nelson, with a bit of green on the back of his head as he says global powers are shifting. He went by Mr. Blue when he was corresponding with Bruce Banner in the 2008 Hulk film, and he's wearing a hat here. I just hope we give him a slightly enlarged head. Please, please, please. Now, often paired with Ruth is actress Hossa Roquemore, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to say that correctly because she's named after the Hossa people of South Africa, and they have a specific consonant sound. Her character is not named yet, but I wonder if she could be a Dora Milaje embedded with the US government and reporting to the Wakandan government the US attempts to develop adamantium weaponry that they're trying to use to overpower Wakandan vibranium. We do not see Liv Tyler as Betty Ross in this film, but she is confirmed to return, and set photos showed her at a funeral, and we see that funeral in this trailer, and I'm wondering if this is Steve Rogers' funeral, or maybe a ceremonial funeral because they still can't find him, and maybe they're just assuming he's dead. I'm loving all the shots of Sam's new blue suit in this trailer because they're keeping the wings now, and actually they make the wings bigger and like more feathery shaped. Like they really do look like the wings of an eagle. And it's just so cool that Sam can always find his own way to express his patriotism. As he faces Red Hulk in the DC Cherry Blossoms, we see that he has a new version of the drone Red Wing as well.
Like, word, I don't need to be decked out with stars and stripes, bro. Like, for real, I don't need all that. This is why I'm telling y'all, Cap was a bootlicker, bro.
To go with his new suit. And the
oh
fact that
my
they're using
gosh,
more avian imagery to design his suit almost makes it forgivable that they turned Red Wing into a robot drone. I want Red Wing to be an actual bird like he is in the comics, but it is very cool here to see him breaking the sound barrier in that Tiamat fight over the Indian Ocean because it's like what we saw in the early flights of Iron Man's suit in the first film. This movie's going to rock. Look, I know February 2025 could be a very difficult time for our country, and seeing a drama with a crazy president turning into a Red Hulk, smashing through the White House might just hit differently at that point. Or this movie could be what like fixes America. It could be the escapism we all need. But announcement, tomorrow we are going to have a very special video on the channel. Many of you have been asking, hey Eric, what X-Men movies do I really need to rewatch before Deadpool and Wolverine? And since that movie might be bringing in characters from Daredevil and Blade and Fantastic Four, do I really need to watch all of those as well? Well, tomorrow's video will be the perfect answer to that question. It's a complete history of all 80 Marvel titles ever since 1998 and what you need to know about them before walking into Deadpool and Wolverine. We worked really hard on this video, and I think you're really, really gonna love this historical timeline explanation.
All right.
Comment down below with your favorite part of this trailer. Follow me at EA Voss. Subscribe to all 3 channels in the New Rockstars Network for breakdowns and news.
It's like, I'm on. Y'all gotta get off my man Sam's dick. I ain't gonna hold you though. He is gonna be a great new Captain America, and he is Captain America. Okay? Okay? Bye. Bye, YouTube.